A strong educational background is one of the most important social determinants of health for children and adults. The conditions in which individuals learn, work, live, and play are also a part of these social determinants of health. Latinx and Black students experience alarming disparities in high school graduation rates, leaving them exposed to adversities such as a higher likelihood of unemployment and lower wage jobs as adults. The community organization Instituto Progreso Latino was created 40 years ago to contribute to the fullest development of Latinx immigrants and their families through education pathways, training, and employment opportunities in Chicago. Organizations like Instituto help narrow the gap in health disparities experienced by underserved communities. ChicagoCHEC Fellows joined Henrietta Barcelo, a healthcare industry liaison at Instituto, to learn more about their mission to build education pathways.
So for the site visit to Instituto del Progreso Latino, I really enjoyed their approach to teaching and their pedagogy in general, because it did mesh culture with academics. That is something as a future educator I want to do in my classroom.
Instituto de Progreso Latino, we refer to as Instituto because we are one. We are an organization that was created by community residents. Resources are not necessarily invested in these communities. That's why organizations such as Instituto created their schools, because there was a need for that.
So I think Instituto is really giving back to the community and showing we're all wanting to prosper, we're all wanting to move up in life together as a community. So please take part in our programs and, be as successful as you can be.
They were able to provide all of this rich education on the culture while still also focusing on academics and getting these kids to be able to graduate and go to college, and hopefully then also come back and teach about their culture to other people.
Instituto's workforce training is utilized to promote opportunities for our community to have better lives, to be able to give themselves power to with the ability to speak, read, and write English, and in order for them to articulate their ideas and their abilities and contributions. If we have people who can work, who are able to have good jobs, who are able to access quality education, they will have a voice in their community. Instituto is here to provide those resources, that inspiration, that power to include our community and other communities on a similar platform or same platform to come together and become that one voice.
I appreciate that they are helping people who are migrating into Chicago get access to education that they may not have had access to, so that they can lead better lives in the workforce. I love that. And I think that's a part of the integrative healthcare system.
Seeing someone that relates to your culture or looks like you can be in relation to health equity, because if you're seeking medical treatment or mental health care treatment, and you're sitting across someone that looks just like you and has some sort of understanding of what you've been through or how your life was, will be able to diagnose you and treat you better because they have this understanding.
What Instituto does is holistic in its approach. It isn't just to get individuals into jobs of demand. It is to impact society, impact our world. We bring a young person in with the hopes that they will rise and take on and pursue higher education, that they'll learn to be able to eat better, to be healthy, to help their families, and to be advisors to their families as they rise socioeconomically, but also to be the voices in the places that they work. If we can't change policy, what's the point? You can increase health screenings, you can increase healthcare education, but if you don't have the resources to impact the real numbers, that research is never going to change. That the health of that community isn't going to change. And where is the equity in that?
even though they're facing these disparities and difficulties to continuing their education, whether it's being in a violence-ridden community or just being discriminated based on their skin tone or their ethnicity, I think it's important for them to create those representations within the medical field. I know within the Mexican community, there tends to be a need of people that are bilingual, so having those opportunities for children of color to be able to use their bilingualism within the medical field is very important, and especially for those that are seeking medical treatment.
She showed us the garden that the high school students are actually taking part in and rebuilding within the community itself. She was explaining that the soil was contaminated because of the power plants in that area that were recently torn down. She was saying how the soil was being overturned and the students were taking care of it. It shows that individuals want to take part in their community and benefit it as a whole.
What I love about CHEC Fellows is that they're not only in these 3 universities, but they're also come into the community so that they can see the different personalities of the communities that surround Chicago. We here at Instituto, working with our healthcare partners, will continue to impact and push things forward while they pursue their dreams and become the future leaders in healthcare for us.